Man, last night I was in my bed. I couldn't sleep. I was up to about 4 or 5 a.m. in the night. And I was just thinking, how do you beat Merab? Like when he gets his hands connected around your legs, what are you supposed to do? Because look at the people that he's beaten. Like his record probably sounds better than actually having a belt. Like I just came across this and it just sums up so well. He humiliated Umar. I don't know about the staff. Ragdolled O'Malley twice. Shut down Aldo and Yan and out wrestled Cejudo. These are absolute goats of the division, and he's just gone through them like it's nothing. Like, who is there that can actually beat him? And I actually think there is someone who can beat him, and that person is Cory Sandhagen. Now, the reason why I actually think that Cory can beat him is Cory is a much more technical fighter. Not just technique, he's also got fight IQ. He's not an idiot like Sean O'Malley is. And he's good pretty much everywhere. And I'm so happy that it is actually Cory Sandhagen next and it's not Umar again or it's not Peter Yan or something. I'm actually so happy. We got to make sure that Dana actually does this, goes ahead with it, and doesn't try replace it with some money fight. Doesn't try get Sean O'Malley again for a third time, or doesn't try replace him with Umar. Because if he does do that, I will definitely sign a petition for Dana to be out, because I want to see Cory Sandhagen versus Merab. That is if you're a true fan and you actually know how good these lot are, especially Cory Sandhagen, he's overlooked so much by everyone. If you know how technical he is and how good he is, you would be excited for this fight. I'm so confident that Cory Sandhagen can actually beat him. I'm willing to put money on it. If I was a betting man, I would definitely put a house on it, because I know Cory Sandhagen. One thing that Merab struggles with is someone who's got a solid game plan and isn't an idiot. So I found this interview is pretty interesting. In the first part of it, he just says that he wants Merab to win because Sean O'Malley ain't gonna give him a chance to fight him.
You said that you were
and then
Merab.
and then someone asked him, like, what's your game plan against Merab if you do fight him? And I thought the answer was pretty interesting.
To win, and I was wondering if you had any game plan for his takedown and his dominant wrestling.
Yeah, I mean, I think that Merab has obviously some of the best offensive wrestling in the sport, but I think that I've been able to show now through the Umar fight that I probably have some of the best defensive wrestling in the sport too. So if me and Merab face off, it's going to be a challenging fight, and I'll get tired, and I'll be ready for that. But I think that I'll cancel out all of those takedowns. He's not gonna be able to control me for long at all, the way that he was against Sean. And then he'll be forced to stand with me for a lot of that time, and that's not gonna be fun for him.
Now, people might be saying that he's just saying that. I mean, that's what fighters say, but if you're honest with yourself and you understand MMA and you understand the technique behind it and the strategies and just the little technical details behind MMA, you would know that he is not lying. He is actually going to go ahead and do what he said. Because Umar, it's a controversial opinion, but I think Umar is a much better wrestler than Merab. And the reason why he lost, and he was also out-wrestled, is because of Khabib's advice, but that's something different. Khabib told him to keep on wrestling, even though he was tired, and he just got fatigued, and he ran out of juice, and then Merab was just able to out-wrestle him then. But I think technically Umar is a much better wrestler, and he was able to avoid the takedown, or he was able to reverse the takedown every single time that Umar went in. There wasn't one convincing takedown in the whole fight. Now, I don't know if the UFC scored any takedowns for Umar, but there wasn't a takedown where Umar actually got that he was able to control him. As soon as Umar got a hold of Cory, Cory immediately was just ripping his wrists apart, or he was just scrambling out of it straight away. He didn't waste no time. He took the back a few times, but there was nothing happened. That fight, Umar won on the feet. Cory Sandhagen was a bit too anxious of the takedown. He's waiting for the takedown too much that he forgot to strike, similar to what happened with Jose Aldo and Merab. And Merab relies on his physicality to win most of his fights. Now, if someone comes along with good fight IQ, a good coach, and a very good game plan, and is actually a good fighter. Now, it's a lot of boxes to tick, but they would beat Merab. And that person, I think, is Cory Sandhagen. He's got Trevor Whitman in his. He's one of the most technical fighters in the entire roster. He's very well rounded. He could fight off the ground. He could fight standing, and he's got very good defensive wrestling. If you don't believe him, just go watch the Umar fight and just count how many takedowns Umar is able to secure. None. He doesn't get any. UFC might count them, but he doesn't get any where he's able to control Sandhagen. Now, I had to rewatch the Aldo fight because I wanted to really see what Aldo was doing to avoid the takedowns. Now, we know Aldo has got one of the best takedown defense in the whole UFC, but that's just not enough. There's little things that he must be doing that are making it difficult for these guys to take him down, especially someone like Merab. Like, Aldo came into the fight confident. He was in a Muay Thai stance with his front foot just bouncing in the air, and every time Merab will come in, he'll throw a knee. And you know, for a pressure wrestler like Merab, that is absolute suicide. Like, one thing that Aldo would probably do is, one thing that Aldo was doing is that he would time Merab's takedowns very well, because Merab, he charges forward before he goes in for a takedown. Like, he'll throw a 1-2 running forward, and then you know a takedown's coming. So why don't you just put your arm in a position where you could secure the underhook very well? And then instead of just keeping an underhook, when Jose Aldo's back was up against the fence, you'll see that he posts on his bicep instead. Like, he will post on him, either putting a knee in his, like, on his hip, or he will post off his bicep. And what that does is it creates space. Like, it creates space. And then I noticed that Merab wasn't able to connect his hands because his hand was always on that bicep. Like, he was, and if it wasn't on the bicep, it was on the wrist. You'll see it a lot if you rewatch that fight. It's these little things that I think that Jose Aldo was doing, and Merab wasn't able to address it. Now, one thing is, I wish Jose Aldo has actually gotten better as he's gotten older. His technique is smooth. He's even gotten, like, his speed has not deteriorated at all. But the only thing is that his stamina is absolutely pants now. That's the one thing as he's gotten older. And I think he's down as 38, but we all know that he's about 40 something. Yeah, went off on a little tangent there, but I wanted to also show what he says towards the end, how Sean O'Malley can beat Merab.
Thank you.
Thank you. Back over here.
Merab and Umar. Just curious what the holes were in kind of Merab's game, and what advice you would kind of give to Sugar Show going into the fight tomorrow.
Yeah, I mean, Sean, he needs to win, like, the whole fight. He can't just count on having a couple big moments in each round to win the fight, because Merab's going to be able to take him down again. Also, O'Malley, you know, he didn't do the greatest getting up, which I'm sure he'll probably do a better job this fight, hopefully. And, yeah, those are kind of like the two big things.
Thank you very much for your time.
Again, Sean O'Malley is a complete idiot. Like, why would you try to get up in the last 30 seconds? Like, wouldn't you really try to scramble up? Wouldn't you try and make that space in early on in the fight? But he does it towards the end and then gets subbed. Sean O'Malley has just got to leave Tim Welch and he's got to go AKA or something. Like Cory said, in the first and second fight with Merab, Sean O'Malley versus Merab, that is, like, Sean O'Malley was doing terrible at getting up. Like, in the second fight, in the first round, he was doing all right, but in the third round, like, the thing with Sean O'Malley is that he switches from, when he gets taken down, Sean O'Malley switches from MMA to like a no-gi competition. Like, he just accepts bottom position. Like, you got to really scramble up. And if you notice, Merab leaves a lot of space. He hasn't got the same amount of pressure like Khabib and stuff like that. Merab just relies on his stamina. He's just unrelenting. He'll just go on forever. He'll just keep pushing you until he breaks you. But he ain't got that suffocating grappling like the Dagestanis do. He doesn't do that. That's not him. But Cory Sandhagen, on the other hand, he's got very good MMA grappling. On the ground, standing and everything. That's why he's like a complete fighter. He lacks a bit of physicality. Like, he's not the strongest, nor is he the fastest. But he makes up for it with his fight IQ. He makes up for it with his technique. Like his last fight against Figgy, he got the finish from a 50-50 position on the ground. Like, he used that 50-50 position to bring himself up, and in that it busted Figgy's knee or his hip or whatever it was. But you can see the understanding that he has. Like, he just doesn't switch off. He doesn't accept bottom position unless it's beneficial for him. And also, we've seen him in the past against Aljo and stuff like that, where he's been choked out on the ground. But since then, he's improved so much. Like I said, his Umar fight was actually, even though he lost, it was very impressive. The way he was able to deal with the grappling. And like he said, you got to win the entire fight. You can't expect to win parts of it. Like, we will probably see Cory get taken down, but I don't believe that Merab will hold him down like he did to Sean O'Malley. He won't be able to hold him down like that. I guarantee he'll pop right back up, and most of the fight will be on the feet. To beat Merab, you need fight IQ, and both Umar and Sean O'Malley, they both lack any decent intelligence in the octagon, because Umar was listening to Habib, and Habib was telling him to wrestle, keep on wrestling. But why are you gonna wrestle him when you're better than him on the feet and you ain't got stamina like this guy? And wrestling drains your stamina. Same with Sean O'Malley. Why would you try to get up when there's 20 seconds left in the round? Absolute idiots. And yeah, that's it. I'm confident that Cory Sandhagen beats him. I'm so confident that Cory Sandhagen will beat him by decision. Cory Sandhagen isn't an idiot. He's one of the best all-rounded fighters out there, and he won't make the same mistakes as Umar and Sean O'Malley.